Good morning. It is time to get ready for a run. Okay, it's kind of looking like it's gonna rain, so I'm checking the forecast really fast. I don't mind running in the rain, but honestly, the clouds are pretty dark and it's like very windy. So I'm like, I really don't want to be caught in a big storm this morning. Like, it's fine if it drizzles, but okay, it looks like it's supposed to rain around lunchtime today. It is 75 degrees. That is actually insane for Austin, really for Texas, in July. So I'm like, I gotta take advantage of this. Like, I'm gonna go on a run. I'm gonna work outside all day. Like, 75 degrees, that is so crazy. The highest it'll still get to 90 degrees, but like, wow, I was not expecting that for my run this morning. That is just a treat. Good morning. So I actually only have 2 miles today, so I'm actually almost done with this run. I'm just gonna go a little bit further and then I'll head back. I totally forgot to film in the gym after my run. I just forgot. I was vlogging today, so I ran the 2 miles. I started with my running coach last week, which we will talk about later, but I ran the 2 miles and then I just went and did a 25-minute upper body workout. I feel like right now, as my mileage is still pretty low and I'm just building back my consistent base, I really want to use the time to make sure I'm staying consistent with strength training workouts. Obviously, I could be doing much longer workouts, but I feel like for me, it's more sustainable to build the practice of doing 20 to 30 minutes of strength 3 to 4 times a week. That just feels a lot more attainable than trying to set aside a full hour or something for strength. I don't know if I will ever be that type of girly, but I've really been enjoying the shorter strength training sessions. Last week, I think I did 5 because I ended up doing one on Saturday after I finished my run, just because it was 2.5 miles. So I was like, okay, I feel like I have energy. And I just follow I follow the current programming for our old gym in Fort Worth. I've not had any caffeine this morning. I don't know why that was so hard for me to get out. But so that's what I did this morning, and then I have kind of just been getting some stuff done. I didn't end up grocery shopping yesterday. Dom is out of town, who's out of town this weekend for work, and he'll get back tomorrow, but I need to do a grocery order later today, and so really all we had was sausage, so I just cooked a couple sausages for my breakfast. I'm like, hey, it gets the job done, it's fine. So I'm gonna need to place a grocery order later. I feel like I just feel like I kind of woke up a little bit anxious and a little bit stressed about this week and just things on my to-do list today, and I'm not really sure why, because it's not like I have an unusually busy day. I do have a therapy appointment with it's not my first time doing therapy, it's my first time in a very long time, and it's my first session with her, so maybe that's why I'm anxious. I just feel like, I don't know, the process of trying to find the right therapist is just such an ordeal. I had a consultation call with someone else last week and thought she would be a great fit, and then during the call I was I just the vibes are off, not it. And so then I went back to try and find more and reach out to a couple more. I just used Psychology Today. I don't really know how people find their therapist, but have that in a couple hours. I actually need to fill out all of the forms and stuff still, so that's probably going to take a long time too. So I don't know, maybe it's just the I don't know, like not unease, but probably just like the nervousness of meeting with a new therapist and like hoping that we get along and like the vibes are there. So I will update y'all on that later too. So probably after my therapy appointment, I'm gonna hop back on and we can talk about running, talk about my appointment with y'all, and just all the things. But wanted to say hello before starting my day. Despite feeling a little bit anxious, I know it is gonna be a great Monday and a really productive one too. Like I kind of look like a teacher with my hair up like this. I don't know why, but it was just really bothering me, so I put it up. But I just finished eating lunch and got off my therapy call about 30 minutes ago, and the first session was an hour and a half, just as like an initial like assessment test kind of thing. So definitely a little bit longer than it normally will be, but I loved her. I am so excited and just so thankful. Can you get that? I hope not. I'm just really grateful to have found someone that, I don't know, I feel like with any of this stuff, which I'll talk about this like leading into coach, but just like whenever they're like you're building a relationship with someone, I just really want the energy that I have to be matched with the person that I'm seeing. A lot of times, like, you know, with therapists, for example, like I just felt like their energy was so much more like serious than me, and not that it's not a serious thing, because it is, but I just like overall I have very high energy and have like a very optimistic and hopeful outlook, because I have no reason not to, like everything is fine. But yeah, I just really wanted to find someone who I felt like matched my energy. One of the reasons I like initially had reached out to her was because she actually had a video on her like Psychology Today like page, and so I was able to get just like a sense of what she is like and like what her approach is like, and luckily it was all like exactly the same. So I'm very grateful. I have been wanting to, I went to therapy back in like 2019 or 2020, I don't really remember, and I've been wanting and like meaning to go back since, and just kept delaying it for whatever reason, expenses, time, energy, not wanting to like do the work that I need to do. And now we're doing it, and it feels good. I'm gonna be seeing her once a week, and I just feel like it's gonna be so worth it. So I'm really excited about that. And on the note of what I was saying, like matching energy wise, I know I have shared very briefly on here that I started with a run coach, and so I want to talk to y'all just a little bit more about that, as I am working to train for this 100-mile race. It is definitely still a ways away, but having come off of like 2 injuries in the past year and a half-ish, like kind of, yeah, year and a half. First my ankle sprain last summer, and then the plantar fasciitis this spring. I just feel like not only do I need to build back my base, but I want to make sure I'm doing it in a healthy way, so that when the time is here to start training for the 100-miler, I'm in just like a very good position, and I'm healthy and like ready to get the mileage up. So right now we're at very low mileage. I'm literally just doing like 2 miles a day for like 2.5 weeks, and then we'll start to like scale up. I think I start to scale up next week, which is super exciting. But I just felt like with a race this big, I really wanted to have someone in my corner. And obviously I've got plenty of people in my corner who are cheering me on, like my friends, my husband, my family. All those people are cheering me on. No one has been like, oh, I don't think you can do this. But to have someone with the experience that she has, to then be able to provide insight and wisdom along with encouragement as I'm training for this, I feel like it's going to be really important, especially just because like a race of this caliber does sound really daunting, and I do believe that I can do it and that I will finish it, but it still is like a very intimidating distance to run at, especially because there's so many other obstacles and barriers in a 100-mile ultra versus like a marathon or even a 50-mile ultra. So that's kind of why I decided to go with a coach. I just feel like I really needed more like hands-on wisdom as I trained for this. I actually found her, because I feel like some of y'all will ask, I actually found her through one of my followers on Instagram, we were talking and she told me she was training for something and sent me with her coach, and I was like, oh, will you just send me the information for your coach? Like, I'm thinking about getting one. And went to her website. She's a professional runner, runs with Salomon, and then like kind of same thing with like a consultation call with a therapist, like had a consultation call with her, and I was like, yes, I really like her approach. I really like her energy. I like her, like the vibes just overall, and that is how I decided on her. One of my hesitations with a running coach was just like, I don't know, I don't really have that much time or energy, or maybe I'm just lazy and don't want to, but I just like don't want to spend that much time like reporting back how I did, how I felt, whatever. And so I feel like she's a little more like hands-free. I have the Excel with, right now I think it's loaded up for this week and next week of training, and I can just leave any notes on the side that I want her to see. She, even if I don't leave a note, she is so sweet and is leaving me notes on the side and like encouraging me and being so kind. So it's been like very, not like low effort, I don't know what the word I'm trying to think of is, but it's been like a lot, I don't know, I think I just like built something up in my head that I was like, oh, if I'm like working with a coach, I'm gonna have to be like in constant communication, and I'm sure I will want to be as the time gets closer, as I get into like actual training for the ultra. But yeah, it's been good and just like very reassuring for me, so I feel really excited about that. Just so excited to really like get my mileage back up there, because I know I've said this too, but I just feel like it's been a really long time since I have had a good training block. So I'm just so stoked for this training. I'm not really feeling the anxiety that I was feeling earlier, which is great, but definitely do still have just some like stress about my to-do list for the rest of the day. So I am just gonna be knocking out my work here for the next like 4 or 5 hours, and then I've been trying to end my days with a walk, just because I don't know, I feel like it's been good as my mind has been like all over the place, just trying to like sort stuff out and just like dream big about stuff. So I'll probably end the day with a walk, and still really need to place a grocery order, so hopefully we do that too. Okay, so I didn't end up having time to run to the grocery store, but one of my favorite recipe developers, I will tag the recipe below for what I've been making. She had just posted something, and the whole point was like, you can make this with mostly stuff that you probably already have in your pantry. And I was like, you know what? I think I maybe do have all that in our pantry. I have no idea why we had ramen. We've had ramen for like a little bit. I have no idea when we got that or why we got it, because that's not normally something we would have. But I just cooked this. None of my recipes ever turn out the way that the photos or the videos do. So I don't know if it's like just me, but I'm hoping that it's good. I really don't eat, like we don't eat ramen that much. I don't know why we had this, but I'm hoping that it's good. I feel like it's like all of her recipes are like pretty healthy. She doesn't do gluten or dairy. Obviously these noodles aren't gluten-free because they were just like what we had, but nor am I gluten-free, so I don't really care. But I feel like this is more of like a comfort food meal, which honestly I might just need. I feel like I've been a little bit like low and down today, and so this meal just sounds exactly like what I need to warm my heart. I also haven't really been feeling like a walk. Usually I would end work and then Dom and I would go on a walk together and then come back and cook dinner, but obviously he's out of town today, and when I finished work I was just like, I do not want to go outside and walk. I do not want to. So maybe later I'll do just like a mile to kind of like chill out before bed, but also might just have more of like a comfy, cozy night on the couch. Okay, admittedly, I'm usually a YouTube girly. If I have the option to watch like a TV show, movie, or YouTube, I will almost always pick YouTube. But I feel like because of that, because Dom's been gone for a couple days, I feel like I've just watched like all YouTube. I feel like I've watched a lot of YouTube in the past few days, and I'm like all caught up on everyone that I watch, which also, if you have anyone that you love on YouTube, definitely leave their channel below, because I would love to check out more and just watch other creators on here. I love YouTube so much, but because I've been watching it, I feel like I'm gonna try and see if there's anything new on Netflix or anything else. I'm a YouTube girl. I'm also a documentary girl. So I'm gonna see if there are any documentaries that I haven't. You know what? I feel like maybe I saw somewhere, I think The Bachelor's tonight or The Bachelorette, which I've literally only watched The Golden Bachelor and then one other season of it, but I feel like that could be an option. I have no idea what platform that is on or what time that's even on. Probably not 6 o'clock, probably at like 7. Anyways, we're gonna do a little taste test and see if it's good. I feel like it might still be really hot. Okay, I think it's still a little too hot. Please hold. Okay, let's give this a try. I'll figure out what to watch or if I'm just gonna read after this. That is delicious. It's a little spicier than I would usually go for, but that is so good. Wow. Wow, that's so good. Okay. Now I'm gonna find something to watch and we'll check in a little bit. There's nothing quite like a true crime documentary, so I'm watching The Worst Roommate Ever. I think it's a docuseries that just got on Netflix, so we'll see if it's any good. Alright, I just got back from that walk. I really wasn't sure if I wanted to go on a walk. I think I mentioned I have been doing walks almost every single day for the past few weeks and have really enjoyed them and really enjoyed just like the time. I feel like it allows me to clear my mind. But the thing about going on evening walks here is it's like 99 degrees except for today because the weather was so good. And so I was like, I don't know if I want to go. And then I was like, okay, but the weather is like probably the best it'll be in a very long time. I think it was like 80 something degrees, which is just wild. I mentioned that this morning. So had to take advantage of that. Ended up walking a little over 4 miles, which I was really not expecting to do. I went out with the intention to walk just like 1 mile and then come back, and ended up talking to Dom the entire time. So it took like an hour, little less than an hour and a half, and it was wonderful, especially because I had him to keep me company. He was going on a walk where he is, and then I was going on the walk here, so that was great, and very happy to have him home tomorrow. But that was really fun. And then on the way back in, I picked up some packages. See, I hope, yes, okay. I'm really loving brown lately. I got my colors done several months ago, and I felt like chocolate brown, like dark brown, which these are not, but brown was like one of my favorite colors that I realized looks good on me from it. So now, and I feel like it's just really hard to find a lot of brown clothes, especially in the summer. So now if I see something brown, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get it. But I just feel like it's a lot harder to come by. But I got these. I can try them on. I think they have built-in. Yes. Okay. Good. Yeah, they have a little built-in spandex here, and then there's split shorts, which I really like the split short style. But okay, I'm just gonna try them on really fast. If we can get a good view of them. A little hard to tell. I love them. I love them. These, I guess it's just a matter of whether or not these will stay in place when I run, but I love them. There's no reason I wouldn't love them. I have a couple other like split shorts from Amazon, but I saw someone wearing these and she was saying they were like all she wears now, so I was like, I need to try those. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and just end the vlog here. It was kind of just like a weird day, I feel like, overall, but like that's life. It happens. Like I said, I wasn't really in like, not that I was in a bad mood today, but just wasn't in the best mood today, and was just kind of feeling a little bit like more low and down. And now that I went on the walk, I feel like my spirits are like amplified and picked up again. So I guess that's the power of like getting outside and moving your body. But yeah, not every day is gonna be like the best day ever, and that's okay. Again, like nothing happened, but it just wasn't like a day where I felt my best. So I'm excited just to kind of wind down, read my book as per usual, and get to bed soon. It's 8:30 now, so I'll probably just shower off, like rinse off, do my skincare, and get in bed. But I appreciate y'all for being here, and appreciate you so much for watching. Let me know. I know I didn't really touch on the injury, like plantar fasciitis, and so if you have any other questions about that, I know I'm still in my like return to running phase, but I didn't really touch on like the injury part now that I'm out of it. So if you have any other questions about that, definitely let me know. But I will see you next time.